I know there's a lot of talk about the great opportunity now that we're quarantined to spend more time in the Word and getting closer to God. But maybe you're somebody who doesn't feel that. Maybe you don't feel any closer to God than when the quarantine started, and you're beginning to question yourself. Let's talk about that in your morning cup of inspiration. Thanks for joining me. I was thinking about that today as I've had opportunity. You know, there's some days you just feel God's presence, and there's other days that you don't. And I was reminded of Job. There's a great portion of Scripture, the 23rd chapter of Job. And listen to what it says. This is Job talking. It says, "Even today my complaint is bitter. His hand is heavy in spite of my groanings." So Job is bitter, he's groaning, he's in pain, and even in spite of it, he can't hear from God. He says, "If only I knew where to find him. If only I could go to his dwelling." So maybe you feel that way today. You want to know where to find him. You can't find his home. You don't feel him, even though you're in pain and going through all the anxiety that we're going through. He goes on to say in verse 8, it says, "But if I go to the east, he's not there. If I go to the west, I do not find him. When he's at work in the north, I do not see him. And when he turns to the south, I catch no glimpse of him." It doesn't matter which way Job's turning, east, south, north, or west, he cannot find God. Is that you today? Do you feel like you're looking everywhere? You're praying, you're seeking, and you just don't sense his presence. Listen to the 10th verse. Job goes on to say, "But he knows the way that I take." He's saying he realizes God knows me. He knows where I am, and he knows what I'm going through. And that's what I want you to know today. God knows where you're at. He knows what you're going through. He senses your feelings and your emotions. And listen to the end of that verse. Job says, "And when he has tested me, I will come forth as gold." Even though you don't feel him, you can come through this test as gold. He says, "My feet have followed his steps. I've kept his ways. I've not departed from his commands, and I've treasured his words." If we do the right thing, we can come through this test as gold. So don't worry about if you don't see him right now. If you don't feel him right now, keep doing the right thing. And you and I will come through this test as gold. God bless. Thanks for joining me for that morning cup of inspiration. And we'll see you next time.